Waking up early feels illegal. A year ago, I would have been going to sleep at this time. It's cold outside. Outside is pitch black. The campus is barely awake, but you're up. No longer the guy waking up at 2 p.m., but the guy waking up to chase his goals. Here's how I became a morning person. I've been going to sleep between 2 and 5 a.m. for as long as I can remember. I'm currently a sophomore at the University of Michigan, and it's only been this year that I've decided to change the way that I sleep, and it's made a huge difference. The science behind it is simple. Our bodies work with a natural circadian rhythm, and this dictates when we go to bed and when we wake up. And our natural tendencies are wildly spread out within our population. Look at this graph that I found on the internet. It shows the distribution of sleep times across the population. So imagine you're on this side of the chart, as I was, and you want to make your way to the other side. And yes, in case you're wondering, it is scientifically possible to move your biological clock and go from one side to the other. You've probably heard from your mom and dad about the benefits of waking up early. But frankly, as a student, it doesn't really matter. So then why did I change my schedule to wake up early? The biggest reason is that you get uninterrupted time to work. Nobody's texting you, nobody's FaceTiming you, nobody's calling you, and it's pitch black outside. If you've never experienced the benefits of deep focus in the morning, it's worth giving a try. Okay, so here are 5 ideas to shift your biological clock and become a morning person. The first one is light therapy. Now, what light therapy is a 10,000 lux lamp that you look at for a certain amount of time in the mornings to help reset your biological clock. Bright lights in the morning also spike your cortisol, which is the hormone that helps you stay awake and alert. The way I use it is I spend 15 minutes every morning as part of my morning routine looking at the light. Especially if you're actively trying to change your sleep schedule. A light like this will signal to your body when daytime is and when nighttime should be. Okay, how much sleep should you get? For students, the amount of sleep and quality of sleep are extremely important. Studies show that there's a correlation between the amount of time you sleep and the performance you do in exams. You generally want about 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. I tend to fall in from about 8 to 8.5 hours, but you do what works best for you. As in with most things in life, consistency matters. That same study on students also found that students with less inconsistencies in their sleep schedule had higher exam scores. The same way that you likely have a morning routine, you also want a night routine. Here are 4 things you might want to include in your night routine. First is journaling. Now, I'm not saying write a paragraph every day, but writing a few lines about your concerns and thoughts for the day will help those from disrupting your sleep later on. Believe me, if you don't put those thoughts on paper, they will come back to haunt you. Next is red lights. I have a red LED set up in my room that I like to turn on half an hour before I go to bed. Now, this is optional, but I do think it sets a good precedent for your body to know when is working time and when is sleep time. Next is a cutoff time. A cutoff time can be useful to help your body know when work time ends and when sleep time starts. Set a certain time in the day where you stop working and start focusing on your night routine. For me, this is usually half an hour before I end up going to bed. I've found that half an hour works really well for me, but for some people, you might need more time to help your body calm down. Normally, in this time, I like to listen to music, start my nighttime routine, and prep my room for the next day. Next is electronics. Using electronics before bed spikes your cortisol and lowers your melatonin, which can disrupt sleep. It's definitely an adjustment, but I don't use any electronics in the last half an hour before bed. The time that you eat your last meal is vital to your sleep quality. I eat my last meal at least 3 hours before bed. Stopping eating does a couple things. The first one is that it reduces your blood sugar. The second is that it reduces your metabolic load, so your body can go into sleep mode. I've been testing my sleep score on my Apple Watch for the last few weeks, and what I've found is that when I don't eat 3 hours before bed, my sleep score jumps compared to when I do. Now, you can find what time works best for you, but if you're having trouble sleeping, this is one of the biggest fixes I've made that has greatly improved my sleep quality. Lastly, alongside your night routine, you also want a morning routine. For me, I wake up at the exact same time every weekday. I make my bed, brush my teeth, sit in front of the lamp, and then go get ready. You don't need some kind of fancy routine. You just need something that's simple and consistent that you can follow every day. If you're a night owl like me and want to become a morning person, then hopefully some of these tips have been useful for you. Also, if you want to read up more on some of the studies that I've mentioned, I'll put them in the description below.